our first zinnias are blooming. Welcome to week 8 of our garden tours. Today should be a fun day. We're going to harvest whatever is out there, and we're also going to start direct sowing some of our peas because we pulled up our squash because squash borers got the best of them last week. So where we had that, we're going to direct sow some, and I'll kind of show you the new layout concept we're thinking about doing in the fall. Our peppers are definitely laying over now, so you can see our first few candy canes are starting to ripen. So I'll need to stake these up with some sticks. And then we had quite a big storm hit us, and it's made our marigolds lay over, and they're covering up our cosmos flowers. So we will have to do something about that as well. Look at this wonky little bell pepper. Poor thing, just trying so hard. Our tomato plants we didn't think were gonna make it are officially setting fruit and ripening, and I'm so excited that they pushed through and they're doing really well. Our cucumber plants are definitely still producing, but you can see that they're starting just to look really sickly. And this will be where I'm not gonna do a second wave of cucumbers because we're gonna change up where these trellises are for the layout of the garden. Okay, so the trellises that are right behind me, we realized with the way the sun goes that really they need to be going long ways instead of crossways. So we are going to move those once the cucumbers die out for our fall garden and grow vining peas over those. So like instead of them going up and over, they'll be crossing this pathway going up and over. So I'm going to be planting our vining peas right along to where when it's ready to be moved, they'll already be growing and be ready to have that trellis with them. Our sweet potatoes are officially just so silly looking and coming into the grass. And at the end of August is when we'll be able to harvest those. And our zinnias are going to hopefully not be taken over by them too much since they're all just starting to bloom right now. Okay, so this is where we pulled out those squash and zucchinis, and my mother-in-law went and bought some more starts so we could have another round. And this is funny, she accidentally grabbed a melon one, so we'll see if we actually get any cantaloupes from those. It easily happens, especially when they're mislabeled, but that's so funny. So what I think I'm gonna do is plant our bush peas in between, at least some of them, and then we'll just go from there. Because on the other side we have these tomato plants, but I see some big juicy ones ready. Wow, look at this tomato. It's so pretty. And we've got 2 more over here. Our okra plant is officially almost as tall as me. Wow, it's gonna be crazy. Okay, so we're going to re-sow some of our sugar snap peas where we tried to, a little too late, and they'll probably do better this time around. So this tomato is a Baker Creek Cherokee Purple. And you can see I'm going ahead and harvesting them now, but its shoulders are still green and yellow, but it is having a lot of splitting, so I don't want it to get ruined. And if you put it on the windowsill, it'll finish ripening up inside. Our biggest harvest of tomatoes so far. Way too big. I just love how this cherry tomato plant does all of their cherries like this, where it's just like a little rainbow. So I'm just leaving our cool weather crops alone because I am gonna be letting these two in the back go to seed. I'm hoping our Brussels sprout makes it through. It's still definitely growing, but the caterpillars are loving it. But this will be where I'll be planting a lot of our next phase for our fall garden is in this bed, because we do have a lot of open space right around in here to be planting in. So our sunflower plants, I pulled the heads off these two, and this one's still hanging out, but I do think I'm gonna go ahead and uproot these two here because I may go ahead and plant some stuff in their place today. Little mint is doing really well. I hope it keeps growing for a while so I can actually harvest some off of it. Okay, now I'm gonna be planting our bush peas in between the squashes, and we'll see how that does, because I don't have too many. And these are zucchinis and squash, and I don't think they'll get too far in their space before they're done. I had 2 dragon tongue beans left, so I added them at the end of those rows. And then across right here is where we'll add our trellises in. So I'm gonna plant our little marble peas right there, because by the time they're growing and wanting to grab onto stuff, our trellises will be ready to be moved over. Okay, so we've just got that bed filled with peas now. So hopefully those all take. If any of them don't grow, I have a lot of sugar snap peas left where I'll just add those in wherever, especially on this front vining part. Now let's see what pickles we've got left, because I definitely need more pickles. So I learned Nick really loves little gherkins, so I only have a few, so I'm actually gonna quick pickle him some as like a little treat. But I'm just wondering when like the pickles are gonna stop. Oh man, I'm gonna make dill pickles with these this time instead of bread and butter. Okay, I'm officially tired, and that's it. Yeah, starting to direct sew some stuff. We'll direct some more of the like brassica family stuff in a week or so. because I just think it's still a little too warm to go ahead and get those started. But the peas should really be okay because it is going back down into the 80s here already. So I'm hoping that we can get the rest of that direct sowed. I did start a lot of seeds last weekend. So we'll be doing the majority of our planting from starts and just what really has to be direct sown out here. But it's starting to cool off. All the tomatoes are really starting to ripen now, which is exciting to finally have some. And the season is starting to change to where pretty soon it'll be all about our fall garden. And I'm really excited for that. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys.